Live from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Watching a movie in theaters in San Antonio might be a difficult task today. All Santikos entertainment theaters down due to technical difficulties.
Our John Paul Barajas is at the Palladium, where there have been people showing up there not knowing about these closures, John Paul. So, okay, technical difficulties, but do we have any more detail on that yet?
Steve, Myra, the movie mysteries continue here at the Palladium and Santikos theaters across San Antonio. You can see here the ticket window is closed down. There's not a person inside or just very little people here inside. And when they do show up, they're turned around very quickly. Now, they do still have employees inside. And I spoke to them and jokingly asked, they haven't given you guys the rest of the day off with no movies playing. They laughed, but they said their job now has shifted to just letting people know about the circumstances they're dealing with. And right here, they also have that message on their window. Now, paraphrase it, but it says, due to unforeseen technical difficulties, San Antonio Santikos will be closed today. They apologize for the inconvenience, say their technical team is working on fixing the problem, and assure all customers will be taken care of, but that refunds cannot be processed until further notice. It's a statement that has moviegoers asking questions.
I'm surprised. I usually take my family out to Santikos, and we usually watch a good movie. So
it affected all the theaters here.
Yeah, and that's what got me questioning. So if it's, all around San Antonio, what's going on?
We have reached out to Santikos Entertainment officials about this technical difficulties and what exactly it entails, and if they have a timeline on when they hope to get all this fixed, but we have not heard back yet. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And it's the history of Texas, yes, to kick off this livestock show and rodeo in San Antonio.
The start of the rodeo season in San Antonio marks the end of a long journey for one group.
The South Texas Trail Riders have come from Corpus Christi on horseback to help usher in the opening.
Can you feel the excitement? Right now, we are just under an hour away from the start of the 2024 rodeo happening right here on KSAT 12.
So let's go out to the rodeo grounds at the Frost Bank Center with our David Sears and Ursula Perry. So guys, event's about to start soon. How is the crowd looking out there?
They're beginning to trickle in right now. It's the 75th anniversary, and it's almost as if it's a countdown to a space shuttle blast-off. Everything is timed out to the second right now. They're watering the arena. They're grooming the dirt. Right now, these chutes below us, this is where the bucking stock is going to go. It's empty right now, but each of these chutes is going to be filled with an animal. First up, the bucking bareback horses.
You're going to see 8 different competitions tonight on our show. You're also going to see some of the most entertaining kids in the world, because you're also going to see mutton busting this evening. So some great cowboys and some youngsters as well. I think I'm going to get ready to ride the bull.
No, they're not going to let you do that, David. There's no bull in there. And, well, he's full of bull. But in any event.
All I need. I just need to get a bull. Where's the bull?
Right now, we've got horses on standby, cowboys in standby. We've got the cowgirls on standby. It's all about to get started, and you're going to be able to watch it live right here on KSAT 12, starting at 7 o'clock. And then we're going to have our rodeo special from 9 to 10. Everything you need to know about the 75th annual San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
And that's no bull. No bull. I don't have a bull.
Let's rodeo, San Antonio. Sending it back to you guys.
I'm glad David is not near the bulls.
Yeah, keep David away from the bulls, please.
Now, if you want to go enjoy the rodeo grounds, but you need to save some money at the same time, we've got you covered. The rodeo is offering $2 days on some select days.
Yeah, here's what you get. A $2 admission. You get rides and a $2 select food item. This deal happens every Thursday throughout rodeo season and on President's Day. That's Monday, February 19th.
And also, we have all of this information online right now on KSAT.com. We have everything you need to know before heading out to the rodeo. You can find times for all the different events, the lineup of performers, and all important information on parking. Check out our complete rodeo guide. Scan the QR code you see right here at the bottom of your screen.
And a lot of people that are heading out to the rodeo are just heading out, wondering what the weather holds in store. There are actually some showers out there off and on today, Adam.
You know, we had those southeast of town, and they've since disappeared from the radar. But of course, those clouds look like they could drop rain at any time. I really don't anticipate them to this evening or tonight. 70 degrees right now. It's mild relative to this time of year. What's average? Our average high is in the 60s, but we're above that. Notice by midnight, we drop down to 62. Then we're going to settle right at 60 for the rest of the night through tomorrow morning. And I do think we'll have some areas of fog with the increasing humidity. Visibility is probably reduced a little bit more tomorrow morning than what we had earlier today. There could be some pockets of a mile to less than a mile visibility for the morning commute. By 10 o'clock, that fog lifts and we'll break out into a little bit of afternoon sunshine. I know we've had some warm temperatures, but I want to give you the heads up to keep the jackets within reach. Monday morning, we're down to 40 degrees. Tuesday morning, we're down to 37. Between now and then, we have some rain to talk about. I'll let you know when that arrives, and a new drought monitor comparison in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. Governor Greg Abbott back in Eagle Pass today, this time hosting nearly 24 state representatives to talk about border security. Abbott says he has plans to expand Operation Lone Star at Shelby Park there in Eagle Pass.
Working with the National Guard on plans as we speak right now to expand the National Guard effort along the border region. We're going to work on strategies to ensure the capabilities of the National Guard to add more soldiers, more resources, more capabilities so they can be even more successful.
Today, the governor reaffirmed the state will continue to block federal authorities from entering Shelby Park. Just 4 days ago, the governor hosted other states' governors at the same location.
A South Texas district attorney is facing a petition to remove her from office. She says the man who filed it is a disgruntled defendant. The petition was filed against 81st District Attorney Audrey Gossett Lewis at the end of last year by Ernest Trevino, who lives in Atascosa County. Lewis represents 5 counties, including Atascosa, Wilson, and Karnes. In 2017, Trevino was charged with illegal hunting and for not properly registering a car title. The charges were later dismissed. In Trevino's petition, he accuses Lewis of official misconduct, official oppression, and jury tampering, among other things. We spoke to both Trevino and Lewis about these allegations.
She has been committing crimes for years and years, and nobody will investigate her.
This petition was only filed after I got an opponent. That is not a coincidence. This is kind of an abuse of the court system, and it's a frivolous suit that I think it will be transparent once again.
This week, a presiding judge signed an order appointing an attorney to represent the state on behalf of Trevino. You can read the petition on KSAT.com.
An update to the proposed solar farm in Bandera County. A judge there granting a temporary injunction in this case. That'll prevent Pine Gate Renewables, the company behind the project, from clearing trees, grading, or preparing land for the solar project until they have complied with certain requirements. Pine Gate will need to get TCEQ approved construction permits, prepare and implement a stormwater pollution prevention plant, and comply with all local, state, and federal regulations for construction of a solar farm. A jury will hear this case in Bandera in late October.
Have you ever heard of oak wilt? Any homeowner knows the fungal disease is detrimental to their trees.
After it claims a tree, it leaves a hole in the canopy. Garrett Berger tells us how one San Antonio councilwoman is suggesting the city consider help to replace it.
Live oaks are rooted deep in the Bronze Station West neighborhood.
How much are these trees part of your neighborhood's identity?
It's on our logo.
Their leafy canopies add shade and character.
The birds hang out here during the day in the heat. The squirrels hang out here in the day in the heat. The kids hang out here in the day in the heat.
Which means they're no fans of oak wilt, a fungus that can slowly kill a tree and which spreads through open wounds and root systems.
Shaw says they don't know of any oak wilt in the HOA, but there has been some spotted in this area right at the edge, and that's enough to make them concerned.
Oak wilt can have an impact on homeowners' values, which is a big concern for most Americans.
We linked up with Shaw through the District 7 Council office, whose councilwoman, Marina Alderete-Gavito, wants the city to help replace oak wilt-afflicted trees with other native species once they've been removed.
And so instead of it just being barren and full of dead trees, it's like, hey, let's take these dead trees out and replant it with other types of trees so that we're not losing that green space and that tree canopy.
The money would come from the city's tree mitigation fund, which developers pay into if they take down too many trees.
We're seeing so much about heat islands in San Antonio. We need to protect our green spaces, and so this is just another effort in doing so.
The plan still needs to make its way through committees, but the seed has been planted. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look at traffic out there right now. This is the TransGuide camera, I-35 at Flores. You can see the upper and lower levels pretty clear which lane is moving the slowest. The lower level coming towards the camera here, though there's backups really on both sides, so something to be aware of. I-35 in Flores.
It's still ahead on the news at 6 this Valentine's Day. Why not show some love to the military community? After the break, how an organization making it easy to show service members that they matter.
The Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights right here in San Antonio is looking for volunteers, people who want to become mentors to unaccompanied migrants. We're going to tell you how to get involved tonight on The Night Beat.
This Valentine's Day, there's a way to send some love to our troops and our veterans. It starts the way that so many Valentines do, with a card.
Yeah, Tiffany Huertas makes a Valentine's Day card with a veteran who has a big heart for this project.
What does it mean to you when you see all of them?
It's great to see how creative people are with each of them. Like you see some of them here on the table that are so unique. Actually, I was reading this one and I thought it was cute, but it said in it, some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in the world, but a veteran doesn't have that problem.
Every year, Soldiers Angels receives thousands of Valentine's Day cards.
We're gonna put some glue in the back.
Addressed to service members and veterans.
What does this mean for veterans who get this?
Especially for hospitalized veterans, it makes a real difference because they're not expecting anything. We went into a VA recently and the veteran in the nursing home had a card on his little board from last year that we had given him.
Every card is different. Some with hearts, others with ribbons, but they are all filled with love.
We'll distribute them to deployed service members, Guard and Reservists, and active duty installations as well.
This program, Valentines for Veterans, is very special for Amy Palmer, the president and CEO of Soldiers Angels.
I was in the Air Force. My first assignment was actually to Korea.
She remembers getting cards while deployed.
I did get lots of cards from family and some friends from college and stuff, which was nice.
Last year, Soldiers Angels collected about 5,000 cards.
I like the ribbon. That ribbon was a nice touch.
I know.
If you want to spread love this year, all you have to do is send $1 per Valentine to Soldiers Angels.
For deployed, we actually do both cards and care packages. So we'll put cards in each of the care packages we sent. When we're visiting hospitalized veterans, we take snacks and hygiene kits and sometimes blankets.
The nonprofit will collect cards through Valentine's Day.
If they come in, on Valentine's Day, we'll take them here to the local VA to distribute to local veterans. But if they come in sooner, we'll send them to places all over.
This Valentine's, you can connect with veterans and service members through homemade cards. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
I don't care how old you are, a homemade Valentine is so sweet.
Yeah.
I love that.
Is Valentine's Day coming up?
I believe it is.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's sometime on, February 14th.
You just saw Adam and I panic.
Yeah, that's right. It's coming up.
Hey,
Steve.
you put it on your 7-day. You remembered.
This is the
Before
first.
I said something.
This is the first time in probably 10 years. Yeah, it's been a while.
Years.
That I actually put it on the 7-day the first time it came in within range.
Nice. I'll go with the speedier clap.
And I called Mia over. I called Myra. Look at this. Look what I remembered this year. Usually Myra calls me out at the end of a weather segment. Aren't you missing something there next week?
Yeah, don't have to this year.
Here you go. I'm turning over a new leaf this year. Foggy tomorrow morning, weekend rain likely, and then cooler next week. I talked about those mornings getting back down into the upper 30s by early next week. So let's talk about the rain chances, though. Between now and the cold front, we have those rain chances, and it's just 10% tomorrow. That's a few sprinkles here and there, kind of like what we had today. By Saturday, we're up to 60%, Sunday at 30%, and that's mainly the first part of the day on Sunday. I think Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening will actually be clear. We'll have a lot of sunshine on Sunday. Then we get a break, and we could get into another little active pattern by this time next week and even into the following weekend. I like to see these rain opportunities spaced out. Now, let's talk about our overall pattern. You see the thick clouds coming in from the southwest. This is a plume of moisture that's coming off the Pacific, and you can see it even better when we look at the water vapor satellite imagery. The purples here, that indicates the real deep moisture in the atmosphere, especially in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. This is all streaming in off the Pacific, and embedded within that flow, we have little ripples of energy and little wrinkles in the upper level flow, which will help to generate a few showers, along with this swirl that you see right here near Las Vegas. That's some energy that's going to dig and push our way. So the ingredients are coming together for areas of rain starting before sunrise on Saturday, and then just becoming scattered in nature for the rest of the day. It's not going to hit everybody at the same time, but scattered across south central Texas, mainly light, a few moderate showers possible, especially in the hill country, where I think there's going to be a little convergent zone of wind, which will aid in developing some of those showers. By the afternoon, most of it's going to be out of here, and Saturday evening, if you're going to the rodeo grounds or something, I don't think you'll need your umbrella for Saturday evening. It's mainly Saturday morning and midday. Then Sunday morning, another little round of isolated rain is possible with some redevelopment, but not a whole lot. All right, rainfall so far this month, about 1/3 of an inch above average. At least we're in the positive territory here. Since January 1st, more than 5 inches above average. But I'm going to get greedy. I want that to be way more above average. Let's look at the drought monitor from last week. I'm going to step off so you can see it. And now, today, drum roll please, the new drought monitor. And look at that. We really put a big dent in it from the recent rainfall. I'm going to do this again for you. There we go. Check this out over San Antonio. We really faded away and put a dent in that drought. So that was good to see. 21% of Texas considered in drought. And we could see up to about an inch of rain in the most fortunate and luckiest neighborhoods as we get into the weekend. Quick look at temps. 73, our high temperature today after a low of 48. We have 50s in North Texas, near 70 degrees here around town. We'll start the day tomorrow right near 60, just like today. Areas of fog, areas of drizzle, and then a little bit of sunshine tomorrow afternoon, making it up to 75. Another warm day. 70s across the board, even some upper 70s closer to the Rio Grande. But notice how we get into next week. That's when the temperatures fall back down into the upper 30s by Tuesday morning, and only lower 60s for highs.
And there's that little
There's the heart. And Ash Wednesday.
That's right. We got both of them next week. Thanks, Adam.
All right, so much talent in the San Antonio area. And so I am glad that we are not only recognizing them, we're introducing you to them.
Absolutely. And I can't help but wonder if some of these young boys and girls, if they will be in a WNBA All-Star game one day, or perhaps even an NBA All-Star contest. Coming up, meet more of our San Antonio Sports All-Stars. This is an exciting thing that we're putting together with San Antonio Sports. And the Southside Lady Cardinals are preparing for the playoffs coming up. It is time to meet more San Antonio All-Stars. San Antonio Sports and KSAT 12 are combining forces that bring you the first ever San Antonio Sports All-Star basketball game. You're about to hear from 6 players selected to Team Black and representing classes 6A and 5A. We asked them about being an All-Star, the hard work that it takes, playing for their school, facing the best of the city, and the fact that we now have an All-Star game for high school basketball players.
It feels pretty great. Like, you know, I'm honored, and yeah, it's just great to be out here. Oh yeah, it's definitely like just, you know, putting in work, like in the gym, outside of school, and like, you know, anytime I can, and then just trying to work hard on the court and, you know, show out every time.
I mean, yeah, it feels great to, you know, be honored for working hard and everything.
What does it mean for you to be representing your Broncos?
It's an honor. I mean, we played great team basketballs. We probably got 6 guys that could be here. So for me to be the one guy that's here, I'm honored. So yeah.
I'm blessed, thankful, and honored to be here. They're thankful. They're super proud of me and happy for me.
I'm excited and very grateful to be here. You just got to be in the gym every day and working with your coaches and teams, and then just working hard and wanting to become better.
Just honored and blessed to be here. It takes a lot to get to where you're at, to be an all-star. It's going to be challenging. I mean, you just got to work hard and show that you're here for a reason and why you're chosen.
It feels good to be here. All the work you put in, and it's going to show. It shows the evolve of, how basketball and how good, the sport got and most people play. And it shows, all the hard work we put in within the sport.
The San Antonio Sports All-Star Game will go down March 24th at Northside Sports Gym. 120 of the top local high school seniors will show off their skills. For more information, go to KSAT.com and click on the All-Star Basketball tab. Now you can watch all the games on KSAT 12, KSAT.com, and KSAT Plus. It is almost playoff time for the Southside girls basketball team. The Lady Cardinals earned the 3 seed out of District 28 5A and will face District 27 5A's Burbank, who is the 2 seed in the Class 5A by district round. Mary Rominger visited Southside this morning to check in with the squad amid their preparations.
Finish. Make sure you have fun with it. This is an exciting time for us. We're in the position that we want to be in, and just go out there and have fun.
As the playoffs loom, the Southside girls basketball team is set out for redemption.
We stay hype, but we stay humble and ready to play. We stay focused on the game.
The Lady Cardinals saw a disappointing end to their season last year when 2 of their star players suffered season-ending injuries. This time around, the young group is healthy and eager to prove heart and desire can win games, despite Southside boasting one of the smaller lineups in the district.
It definitely makes us hungry and dive for every ball, for sure. We want to be the first one to the ball. We always want to use our body first. We always want to be the one to initiate everything so we can have the better advantage.
That's Southside's brand, out-hustle the competition.
Before the game, we do pray, and we'll always tell each other, okay, we're going to go be dogs out there.
While never forgetting to enjoy the moment.
There you go, good job. Take a step back and just enjoy it. It's fun. It's exciting. It's something new for some of them, and enjoy it.
From Southside High School, Mary Rominger, KSAT 12 Sports.
Thank you, Mary, and go Lady Cardinals.
That's great advice from that coach, though, for anything. I mean, enjoy the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
I'm enjoying this moment.
I was thinking the same thing. Aw.
Doc Talk is coming up next. It is time now for Doc Talk. We are getting answers to your medical questions, and we're starting with the big game. But first, we want to make some introductions here. We have Dr. Leo Lopez joining us from University Health. Thanks so much for being here.
Happy to be back.
Okay, so let's first talk about Super Bowl Sunday. What are some tips for healthy eating on the day of the big game?
That's right. We're a few days away from Super Bowl Sunday, and I imagine folks are getting ready, might be hosting a few friends and family. So in the spirit of American Heart Month, here are some things that we can consider as we are preparing and welcoming folks over. So firstly, try to or consider prepping using fresh whole food ingredients. Try to avoid those kind of prepackaged or frozen foods. Next is try to consider centering healthy and delicious fruits and vegetables as part of your appetizers, dips, and entrees, that sort of thing. And then if you're serving meat for guests, want to consider offering a seafood option or a chicken option. When you're in the kitchen and thinking about oils and cooking, you want to opt for the extra virgin olive oil as opposed to butter or some of the other vegetable oils as well. On the dairy side, if you're preparing a dairy-based dish or app, you want to try and use the low-fat options. And then take a look at the labels, especially if you've got high blood pressure and other chronic diseases. You want to try and grab things that have low or no added salt, those sorts of things. And then it's always good practice to check in with your guests to see about any food allergies and or any food restrictions.
I'm going to be honest, it's going to be really hard for me to eat healthy on Super Bowl Sunday. You know, usually a Super Bowl is like pizza, chicken wings. I'll throw some celery in there, you know, all the dips. So, you know.
And maybe beer, something along those lines.
Sure. No, I'm with you. Just considering a few other options to
mix in some fresh fruit.
That's right.
Whole moderation, right?
No doubt.
Right.
All right. What are school-based health centers and how can they improve health?
So it is National School-Based Healthcare Awareness Month. And so these school-based health centers are often partnerships between school districts and healthcare organizations that come together to deliver primary care services on or near school campuses. So in that way, they're helping reduce barriers to access, and mitigating things like issues with transportation to bring healthcare services directly to children, school staff, their families, and the surrounding community. And these clinics can provide things that you would expect to receive at your doctor's office. So your annual well checks, immunizations, they can care for things like cough, congestion, runny nose, chronic disease management for things like asthma, obesity, hypertension, diabetes, referrals to specialty services, screenings for mental health conditions, and connections to services as well. And beyond just delivering like high quality healthcare services, these school-based health centers have also been shown to help schools reduce absenteeism and missed days from school, promote or boost graduation rates, and even help kids get better grades in the classroom.
I'm glad I asked because I've never heard of a school-based health center, so I'm glad to know they're out there.
For sure. There are thousands across the U.S. and several right here in Bexar County.
Okay, I'm not sure I want to know the answer to this next one, but here we go. Can prolonged sitting at work impact my health?
Thank you for the question. A recent study in the Journal for the American Medical Association looked at a couple of groups of folks, those that mostly sit at work and those who mostly don't sit at work. And what they found was that those who mostly spend their time sitting at work are at increased risk of death from all causes, including from things like heart disease. So this suggests that if you mostly sit at work, it might be helpful to exercise a bit more when you're out of the office. So we often discuss here on Doc Talk the recommendations. We know adults should be getting about 150 minutes of exercise every week, or about 30 minutes 5 days a week. So you might want to boost that to about 45 to an hour 5 days a week if you're mostly sitting while at work. So
try to offset that.
It's an important question.
All right, we've got some viewer questions I want to get to now. Is there a cure for tinnitus if I have a very loud ringing mainly in my left ear that's been going on for more than 30 years?
Sure. So let's first talk about what tinnitus is. So this is a condition where patients might experience a ringing or a buzzing in their ears, can affect one or both ears, can come and go or be constant, can even be long-term. And chronic tinnitus we think about as lasting more than 6 months, as in this case here. And the unfortunate truth is that it's unlikely to go away completely, but there are some things that one can do. Definitely want to check in with your doctor, your healthcare team, to rule out any serious medical condition that can be causing this tinnitus. Usually tinnitus is caused by things like hearing loss, can be caused by medications like some antibiotics, other kind of nerve and blood vessel issues within the ear. So you definitely want to get that evaluation, review your medications with your doctor to see if that might be a potential cause. If you've got the hearing loss, see about potentially the use of hearing aids, which might make things better. And finally, for some folks, getting a specific kind of therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy might be helpful.
Yeah, I've heard of the hearing aids where you can put them at such a frequency they kind of almost cancel out the ringing in the ear.
For sure. And this is affecting about 50 million Americans and roughly 20% of adults right here in the U.S. So definitely a really important question.
Okay, our next one. What causes your sodium levels to drop or to go low?
Sure. So low sodium levels, the medical term for that is called hyponatremia. And there can be several causes of this. First, it's important to know kind of what sodium is. This is an electrolyte. And electrolytes, like sodium, need to maintain a very specific balance in our bodies for us to stay healthy, to function, and to live. And some of the causes of low sodium or hyponatremia are things like heart failure, cirrhosis, kidney disease. Patients might experience things like nausea, vomiting, weakness, cramping, but even more serious things like brain swelling and nerve damage. So if you think that you've got low sodium or you do have, in fact, have low sodium, you definitely want to seek medical attention to address this.
Dr. Lopez, thanks so much for being here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Always great to see you. We're going to go back out to the rodeo when we come back. The countdown is on. We are now less than 30 minutes away from the start of the San Antonio Rodeo.
That's right. Let's send things back out.
You know, David has a good point there. I've never seen dirt that pretty.
Yeah, beautiful dirt. It is.
Dirtier.
Yeah, and other things.
That's what I meant, Steve. Let's take a look outside. All right, Adam.
You know, on this topic.
Should we move on
Nope,
from this
not
topic?
yet.
I
No,
think
not
we
yet.
should. Okay.
Not yet.
Well, two against one. Continue.
I was cruising down the highway and I had my window open the other day, just a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, rodeo, it's rodeo. And then I looked up and there was a truck of, I don't know, it was a sheep something that's probably going to be dropped off there.
Probably for mutton busting.
That could have been.
Yeah.
The muttons. We had a few sprinkles off to the southeast. That's it. Not a big deal. Real rain comes this weekend, and the special thermometer winner coming up.
All right, we got the rodeo kicking off tonight. A lot of people making weekend plans. We're pretty much there, so let's talk about the forecast.
Yeah, Old Dominion playing tonight. I love Old Dominion.
I know.
Tonight would have been a good night.
Yeah.
They have a great freight line, too.
They do. It's really solid.
Wow.
I mean, those engines they have, and there's some fine engineers, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Our ability to stay on task during the second half hour.
Air caboose. All right, let's get right to our rain chances. Let's dive into this. We're focusing on Saturday morning at the rodeo with the family. Ira, I have an umbrella ready to go because it'll be off and on damp. And then by the afternoon and evening, we'll start to clear out. Well, the rain will be done. Let's put it that way. Then Sunday morning, a little bit of redevelopment. Big plume of moisture coming in off the Pacific with this strong wind flow aloft that's transporting this river of moisture up above us, and even little ripples in the upper level flow that help to generate rain, basically rain making energy. Water vapor satellite imagery has these little purple colors indicating some of the deepest moisture, and then sometimes you can notice some ripples in the moisture and even see this swirl near Las Vegas. We look for a little bit of that. That helps stir things up. This is all going to come together along with a surface boundary to help us kickstart the showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder on Saturday. Probably a little before sunrise, especially just west of I-35. And then scattered in nature, off and on or intermittent through the day. Not going to be a total weekend washout. I really want to stress that. We'll have a good opportunity for rain, but it's not going to completely wash out your weekend. For example, mountain bike ride, canceled it Saturday, postponed it to Sunday afternoon. That's, I think, the best plan for some of those Saturday morning events. Notice by Sunday, a little bit of redevelopment in the morning. Then we clear out, have a lot of sunshine, and it even gets a little windy on Sunday. You'll notice that wind. We talked earlier about the drought monitor and the improvements compared to last week. I mean, it's nice to see us keep chipping away, and I think we'll chip away even more this weekend. There's the potential of up to an inch of rain in parts of our area, and I think right now, as of now, that favors the most drought-stricken part of our area in the hill country here, where you see this red, because not just the upper level support, but a little wind convergence zone here could help enhance some of the rain in the hill country, particularly on Saturday morning. 70 right now, dew point of 55. Temperature and dew point are going to meet right near 60 degrees tonight. Means the air is going to be saturated, and I think that's going to lead to fog. Around and after 2 a.m., we'll have the fog developing. Could impact the morning commute a little bit. Some reduced visibility here and there. Probably not all that dense, but less visibility than what we had earlier today. Then by 10 a.m., it lifts, it's out of here, and we'll even squeeze in a little bit of afternoon sun. Tomorrow morning, we start at right around 60 degrees. By noon, we're already up to 70, 75 the high temperature tomorrow, a south wind at 5 to 10. Make it to 77 in Bandera, 79 in Pleasanton, 75 Seguin and Geronimo. Converse at 75. A cold front actually hits on Sunday. We'll have sunshine from noon and after on Sunday, windy, but behind that cold front, temperatures drop off as we get into the mornings next week. And first thing Monday morning, back to work, back to school, 40 degrees at sunrise, have the jacket ready to go. Only near 60 Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday morning, we are back down into the 30s that morning. All right, last week I mentioned the unique and special thermometer due to the unique bulb from the glass that I blow. And these bulbs always take a little bit longer and sometimes can be more problematic and more prone to getting air bubbles down the line. Stuck in them, but this one is held up very nicely. And now, and this, by the way, is caused by getting a hole in the glass when you're blowing the glass. But I have the winner of this very special homemade thermometer. We want to say congratulations to Gene Gentry of San Antonio. Gene, congrats. This is a very extra special one. These, I mean, they're all unique and different. No two are identical, but these ones stand out more than others and I think, are a little extra special, and they do take a little extra time, and they're kind of funny looking in a way. You can go to ksat.com/thermometer to enter the drawing. And I promise you'll not find another thermometer that looks anything like this anywhere in the world. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Gentry entry.
Nothing wrong with funny looking either.
Here we go.
We'll be right back.
Gentry entry.
A technical issue forcing all Santikos movie theaters to close today. Officials with the theaters say their technical team is working to fix the problem, and they assure all customers it will be taken care of. We reached out to see exactly what the issue was and when they expected to have it all fixed, but we haven't heard back yet.
Just weird to see an empty Palladium parking lot. Well, today, Governor Greg Abbott making another trip to Eagle Pass. The governor hosting more than a dozen state representatives at Shelby Park. Abbott says he plans to expand Operation Lone Star along the border. He also reaffirmed that the state will continue to block federal authorities from entering Shelby Park.
We have an update on the proposed solar farm in Bandera County. A judge there granted a temporary injunction that will prevent Pine Gate Renewables, the company behind the project, from clearing trees, grading, or preparing land for the solar project until they have complied with certain requirements. A jury will hear the case in Bandera in late October. And that's your 60-second recap.
I want to just let you know that President Joe Biden is expected to speak momentarily about the classified documents case. That will be live streamed on KSAT. We will not interrupt the rodeo for the president. It will be live streamed on KSAT.
Meantime, we are minutes away from the opening night of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. So let's go out live to David Sears and Ursula Perry. Hey, guys.
Hey guys, you could see this tension on the faces of all of the rodeo riders. They're beginning to get ready. The horses are all lined up, ready to go. The bareback horses, we've got some horses kicking, some horses not too happy. They're ready to go.
Randy Corley and Wayne Brooks are going to be your announcers for the special tonight. It's 2 hours of San Antonio stock show and rodeo excitement. We are just moments away. The music is cranked up. The excitement's cranked up. Here we go. Let's rodeo, San Antonio.